Coach, how would you describe this one and be specific to the last 10 minutes?
Well, obviously we were under siege there, but as a coach, you're always aware that it wasn't a 3-0 game. And the fear is that, and we've seen it, we laid off and started, making high risk plays, thinking the game's over. And we got exactly what we deserve. But credit to us to find a way to win, and we'll take that. But it's more importantly, it's a learning lesson. You just keep doing what you do. That got you the 3-0 lead, and you probably win 5-0. And we'll take that and we'll learn from it.
Obviously, the power play and Josh were very well prepared, at least in the final power play chance.
Well, yeah, I didn't think our power play was very good tonight, but our big guys were our big guys, and Brady, Norris, they came to play. They get 3 goals. Norris, that's a great shot there at the end. When your best players are your best players, you win a lot of nights.
When you took the timeout, what did you say?
Well, we just got to start playing. I probably could have taken it before they scored the first goal. To be honest, I just seen some things that were out of character from some guys that do it right all the time. And when you lay off, the NHL is so good, and the players are so good. You look at Seattle's lineup; those are real players. They skate, they work, they don't give you anything. And like I said, it wasn't a 3-0 game. The chances we had went in the net, and then they probably got a little more what they deserved in the third period. But we just had to get back to playing. But we had a tough time getting going. Obviously they had the momentum, but credit to us, we found a way to win.
You kind of mentioned it this morning, but what are you seeing in Brady's game?
Well, he's playing away from the puck so much harder. His shift lengths are short. He's tracking. He's working. He's finishing hits. He's really businesslike. His last 4 games, he's been really good.
When you guys start to get a little scrambly like you did in the third period, as a coach, is there like a tell, like something you can see with your group before it happens, that you even mentioned maybe taking a timeout before 3-0? Like, what are some of the things you're starting to see that would lead you to believe, like, oh, we're
well, when you got the lead, you don't sit back, but you take care of the puck. Pucks go in, you take care of it, you cycle, you take the chances when they're there. I'll look at the tape, but we had a bunch of high-risk plays that we actually pulled off that easily could have went the other way. And again, we had, one of our most reliable lines all the time is the Gambrell line, and they go down and they grind it, and they were making plays off the rush, and it's normal. The players are there for them to make, and then you just happen to get burned on a change, and then the momentum switches just that quick. But the best part is we found a way to win, and we'll learn from it. It's way better to learn when you win than it is to had you drop this game and how bad you would feel tomorrow. No one's going to remember in 12 hours from now. They're just going to say that you won the game.
And how hard is it as a coach, when you're up 3-0, is it harder to deliver a message? Because just by human nature, guys are thinking, we're up by 3 goals, it's okay. Like, is it hard to implement a message at 3-0?
For sure it is. Because everyone, it's human nature to, lay off just a bit. And the players are so good that just laying off a bit, you lose. And if they don't get one, they probably don't get the momentum. As soon as they get one, they're going to push real hard for 5 minutes, and they get another one, and then it snowballs. But again, there's going to be a time where that's a playoff game, and you're up 2-0 with 6 to go, and they get one to make it 2-1. You've got to be able to gather yourself quick and make the right plays and get back to doing what you're doing. So again, we learn a great lesson, but we find a way to win.
TJ, you were confident in the challenge, and obviously how quickly that momentum swung with you guys scoring 15 seconds later.
Well, it was clear offside. It's an easy one there. They call it from the back, but rarely we see it live on the TV that it's offside. Usually it's from the back way early, but it was clear it was offside.
That release of Josh Norris, does it remind you of anyone?
I don't know. It's just he's starting to be so confident when he lets it fly. As a coach, you want him to shoot it more. He looks sometimes to pass. You want him just to test every goalie in the league, but that's a perfect shot there tonight. And he continues. He was out for that stretch for us there. You don't win that game without him tonight. He's the difference.
He seems to be gaining more confidence the more he plays.
Yeah, for sure. You could see how fast, and he finishes checks. He scores again here tonight. That's 5. You know, he's a guy that wants to stay in the NHL, and he shows it. He finishes every check. He doesn't care who he's hitting. We don't want him to fight. You know, people over the years are going to want to fight him because he's hitting everyone. I don't want him to. I want him just to play and play hard like that. And if he does that and plays like that, I think every coach in the league wants a guy that's willing to do that.
When did you start to really see the confidence in Norris using that shot? You saw it a little bit kind of towards the end last year, but it seems like this year it's
Well, last year when he would waver in his confidence, and it was to be expected. You know, some nights you go in and McDavid takes you apart, and you know you have a tough time getting yourself together. This year turns the page way quicker. If he has a bad game, he knows he has a bad game. He says he has a bad game, and he just turns the page. Where last year it may take a little bit to get him back going, and certainly when he shoots, it looks like he feels he could score every time.
Just looked off the penalty at the end, and in overtime, it seemed like a long shift before that.
Yeah, I didn't like our shift length there in overtime. I mean, guys want to win the game, and I love that. But you can't get away from the way we play, which is we use everybody. You know, after the first period, I looked at the time on ice, and I said the Norris line was only 4.5 minutes or something. You know, we need everyone to beat teams in this league, and we got to go 100 miles an hour. And you know, when you're take long shifts, you play slower. It's just that simple. So, but in saying that, they're difference makers, and they want to. You know, he's a young kid. He wants to be out there and make the difference.